This week on the Computer Chronicles, the battle between the PC and the TV. We'll show you how to surf the net on your television set using AOL TV. We'll demonstrate the coolest new box from Microsoft called Ultimate TV. We'll show you the future of e-commerce. It's on your television set. And remember the Mosaic web browser? Well, it's now the Mosaic Navigator for your television set. And the future of entertainment on the web. We'll show you TV quality movies on your PC. The battle between the PC and the TV. It's all coming up next on the Computer Chronicles. Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by PC to PC, the online computer migration service from PC First, moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one. Additional support is provided by Upside Events, presenting the Digital Lifestyle Revolution Conference, where people and technology intersect. Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. For years, amidst all the talk of PC-TV convergence, there has been a debate over which platform would become the dominant one for consumer access to information, entertainment, and shopping. Would it be the PC or would it be the television set? Well, there is a lot of evidence out there that the TV set is gaining ground right now. Today, we want to show you new ways that you can use your television set to do things you used to do on your computer. And here to get us started is Charlie Tritchler of Liberate Technologies. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Stuart.
Now, a lot of people may not have heard of Liberate, but you guys make the software that goes inside this box, which is the AOL TV box. So if you're watching AOL TV or using AOL TV, it's really Liberate stuff under the hood, right?
Exactly.
Now, what does that mean to do AOL TV? I know AOL when I log on my computer and I do that. Why would I want to do AOL on my television set?
What AOL has done is brought a lot of the services from AOL on the PC side over to the television, but formatted it appropriate for the TV.
Such as?
Things like Instant Messenger, for instance. Here's an example of Instant Messenger where I can click down into my Instant Messenger interface, and it uses the same buddy list, the same things that I'm used to using on my PC, I can now use on the television as well. So if I wanted to start a chat with Matt, for instance, I can just start one up and say, hey there.
All right, so you're watching real TV here. This is live TV, and you guys are maybe going to talk about what's on the TV show you're watching.
Exactly.
Or whatever. But he doesn't have to be on AOL TV, does he?
A good point, because here when he responds with, hey, what's up, he could be doing that from a PC, from an AOL TV unit, or from a phone. It's that concept of using the AOL service across this space. And we could chat and keep going on and have multiple chats going as well with other folks.
Now, are you the same AOL person and identity that you were in normal AOL?
Same email, same chat, all of those pieces are exactly the same.
So what else could you do besides instant messaging here?
So that's one example, but if I wanted to go off and get to, say, more information about shows, really looking at the TV side of things, I can use what AOL has done with keywords. So for instance, I can type in baseball on my PC and go to some of the baseball scores. I can do the same thing here on my television. So typing in baseball, I go off to a channel that AOL has created where I still get my TV signal, but I also get all the content from their creative side.
Okay, so you're really doing two things at once now. You're watching TV, only you've shoved it up in the corner, and you're doing some other work which you might have done on your computer before.
And this is all coming from the internet. So the look and feel and all the information, all the stories that you'd see on your PC, you get the same.
But it's obviously reformatted because you're on a TV and the text is not as dense and so on.
Exactly. Thinking about it's a TV viewer, not a PC user
right.
in this case.
All right, so what else could you do besides, check sports scores or whatever in terms of using the internet capability of this?
For instance, one of the things that they can do is the concept of, well, what's on television? Get that data from the internet, so by clicking I can go to what's called an electronic program guide, which shows me all of the different shows that are on. Here AOL has organized it by different content interest points, but then down at the bottom I've got the actual data itself, what's on Channel 2, Channel 4, etc., organized by category. I could go and look at something in more detail, like there's The Simpsons on at 4 o'clock. Let's find out more detail about that show. Here it is about Homer trying to do something in Springfield. But that information is coming through the internet using the service that AOL already has.
All right, the last thing I want to ask you about is video on demand. And we've heard about this for years, and it's like the dream that you could actually go over to your TV and watch any movie you want, anytime you want to watch it and have control of it. And you are actually implementing that through AOL TV now?
Not just through AOL TV, but across all of our customers that are looking at the concept of video on demand, which is the concept of having VCR capabilities, but instead of the VCR sitting in your living room or a personal video recorder, it's
so this is like one of these TiVos or replays, only all the functionality is out somewhere else. You're just sitting there with your remote control. It doesn't matter how big your hard drive is.
Exactly. So I can show you, take a look at that.
Sure.
If we take a look at a service of what that can look like, let me switch over to our movie here. Here I've got input where I've got Starz Encore, one of the movie providers today, where they're playing their library of movies, but as a TV viewer, I've got full control using my remote. I can pause it, so to actually pause that video in real time. I can rewind it back to the beginning. I can go backwards, hit play again, and actually start that movie playing and take a look at that. Now, what Starz Encore brings to the table is a full library of movies. So if I didn't want to watch in particular a comedy movie, Here with Austin Powers, I can go off and look at some other concepts and other venues. So here I've rewinded to the beginning, but if I wanted to go off and look at the other categories of movies that Starz Encore offers, I can just pop that down, and again, that same interface using my remote control, and let's go off and click on Action to see what action movies we have available.
Can you bring in the web again and actually look at a movie review that might be on the internet?
Exactly. So here I've got Enemy of the State. Let's go off and take a look at that movie. But in addition, to your point, I can get some reviews. Okay. Choose the review that I care about.
And you can actually drill down and actually read one.
Click on Chicago Sun-Times, which is Roger Ebert. This is coming from their website. So they, Roger Ebert didn't have to change anything. It comes back and gives me that look and feel.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, well, for years, Microsoft was identified with the PC as the platform of choice for doing everything, but that has changed as Bill Gates and company have expanded and moved on to other platforms like the television set. And one of the newest technologies to exemplify that is something called Ultimate TV. And here to show it to us is Tim Bucher of Web TV Networks. How you doing, Tim?
Hi, Stuart.
Let's explain the relationship here. There's Web TV, there's Ultimate TV, and there's Microsoft. It's kind of all the same bag now, right?
Exactly. We started as Web TV about 6 years ago, and we were acquired about 4 years ago by Microsoft. We started with the goal of enhancing television, bringing that to consumers, bringing the internet on TV first.
Right, which was the Web TV idea.
Right. And then we did interactive TV about 4 years ago. And our latest invention, Ultimate TV, is all about building on things we've done in the past with a lot more capability. So here I'm
so we're watching a TV show. Now we're watching CSI on CBS.
Exactly.
And what's all the other stuff that's going on?
So this is an example of interactive TV where I'm watching CSI, but I have the ability to go and look at things like the Crime Lab or Las Vegas, more information about that, or clicking on personnel and getting more information about a certain actress or actor. Now this is information about Catherine Willows, not the actress, but the character.
The character in the story.
Yeah, so it really draws you into the show, making believe
So again, this is the kind of thing where normally I'd be watching TV and they say, oh, go to CBS.com or something, go to the website to find out more about this.
Right.
Instead of having to be on my computer and watching my TV over here, I can do the same, all of it together on the TV
It brings
set.
it together in one experience with a remote control. So I'll show you a little bit about Internet on TV, which is what we started with. And if I just hit one button on the remote control, we come to the web home, where you can do things like email, community.
So again, basic web stuff on the TV set.
Exactly. I mean, if I click on email, for example, I can send email to anyone, in the world. So it's all standards-based technology that we have here. Also, I can do chat, messaging of your favorites, searching.
Got it. Now, what about sort of the PVR, personal video recorder aspects? I mean, one of these Ultimate TV is also sort of like one of these TiVos or replays, right? Only you have more capability.
Exactly right. I just went over to the TV home now, just changing the channel, and at the TV home, which is actually where you start when you first turn this on, you have the guide, which is an interactive electronic programming guide up to 2 weeks. Searching capabilities to find what you want to watch, where you store your shows and my shows, and then of course taking you back to the web home. If I go into the live TV, here's the Kentucky Derby, I can simply hit pause and pause live TV.
Okay.
And when I pick up where I left off, I can even fast forward it back to live.
And what's really happening, all of this is sort of being cached on a hard drive somewhere, so you're really watching off the hard drive, and that's why you can manage it.
Exactly right, exactly right. So I can do some other things too. For example, I can bring up PIP, which is something that's very new. It's never been done before in any digital TV platform. So I can actually have a game in the PIP and some other show in the background. I can even swap them. I can even pause both of these channels too at the same time, which is very difficult to do because now I'm actually dealing with 4 audio and video
because
streams.
You're really recording real time the 2 channels, and you're watching a paused still version of both channels
Exactly
at the same time.
Exactly right. One of the things that you can do with the multiple tuners is record shows that are on at the same time.
So you can record 2 shows at once?
Exactly. So I can go into the guide, for example, and record any show that I want. For example, I can record CNN here, and maybe SportsCenter here. When I click the record button, the little red dot shows up indicating that that's going to be recorded.
I want to ask you finally about one other thing. One of the nice things about having this sort of computer smarts inside your TV are things like you can control kids' access to certain kinds of rated programs, right?
Right. Right.
How would you do that?
So I can actually do things like set locks and limits on the shows. If I go back to the home here, this little padlock, if I click on that, I can then set different rating limits for television or for movies. I can block certain channels, I can set spending limits, and then I can password protect that so that members of the family can be protected.
Let me ask you, we just saw AOL TV, we're looking at Ultimate TV. Are they sort of the same idea? I mean, you guys head-to-head on what you're doing?
Well, we've done interactive TV for several years, and we feel with Ultimate TV we've actually taken it to the next level, bringing together all of the previous work, similar internet kinds of things, messaging kinds of things, interactive TV, but on top of that, the multiple tuner recording capability.
And you pay for the box and you pay for the service.
Right.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tim.
Thanks, Stuart.
All right, coming up next, T-Commerce, turning your television set into a shopping mall. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Television is a powerful advertising medium. It can deliver strong, persuasive messages, but it hasn't been very good at transactions, actually letting you buy products. For that, you had to get up and go to the phone or log on to the web, but not anymore. Here to show us the future of T-Commerce is Scott Blankstein of QPass. Hi, Scott.
Morning, sir.
T-Commerce stands for television commerce as opposed to e-commerce, which we think of on the net. Explain the whole idea. What are you talking about? Actually buying stuff while you watch TV without going to the web?
That's right. Today we've got about $6 billion being spent annually on people buying things related to watching television. So they're watching an infomercial and they get up and go to their phone. Or
like a QVC or
right,
something?
a QVC where they're actually watching a shopping channel as opposed to watching programming and buying something. So we think there's a tremendous opportunity for growth if you can integrate the opportunity for shopping into the watching experience.
So take that sort of internet interactivity and bring it over to the television set in a shopping mode. All right, we're watching a TV show right now, and give us an example of how this sort of T-commerce thing would work. How do I buy stuff off my TV set?
That's right. Okay, so what we're seeing here is a show called Health E-Styles, and it's an alternative medicine lifestyle show, and they're talking about particular products, and one of those products is some lavender oil that they'd like to make available for purchase. So what they've done is they've put up this banner that allows you to make a purchase directly from the show.
So that lets me know something is buyable right now. Okay.
Something is buyable, special offer, right? So I click on that using just my remote, no keyboard involved, no telephone, and it says, here's what we're offering you, this lavender essential oil, $8.65, and I click the Buy Now button. Just enter a PIN for security. Hit the Submit button, just like I would on a PC, and it tells me...
And you bought it.
I bought it, right? We've already stored a default shipping method, a default payment method, so I don't have to select any of that. I don't have to type any of that in at the point I want to purchase it. It's a very quick impulse buy. And I can go back to watching television. Right?
All right, now, I mean, that was sort of a quickie. You have to have known a lot of information about that. Can you do the sort of internet-style browser shopping, look around, see what's available, and sort of make some decisions while you're watching this?
Right, so now we can see that it's the end of the show, and at that point, maybe I've got some time to think, and there were a number of things I'm interested in that they were talking about. So I'm going to go, and they've left this little interaction icon on the window.
So there's stuff you can do.
Right, to tell me that there's still something I can interact with. In this case, I can take a look and go shopping at, as you just described, a mall, right? So here we're talking about a featured product, a health handbook that's relevant to the show, and they've also got some other categories to purchase from. We're going to go look at the antioxidants. I'll select that and see what they've got available. The first thing that they've decided to feature is some antioxidant vitamins.
So you can go buy some vitamin pills
right.
or something.
Go buy some vitamins. Okay, I'll take one of those and add it to my shopping cart.
Again, it looks like web shopping.
Just exactly like web shopping. Very similar. Very
but you
similar
don't have to know how to
interface.
use the computer.
Don't need to use a computer. Don't need a keyboard. Again. And I'm done. All I wanted was those vitamins. I'll check out.
Now, I saw account information there, one of those menus you popped up. You can manage your account the way you would on a website on the internet, too?
That's right. So once I go through, you can see I can make this purchase pretty simply. Again, I've got a little more choice here because I'm shopping.
Right.
Go through. I've now completed the purchase. And I go back to take a look at my account area. You see that, again, for security purposes, in a multi-user household, we ask you to put in your PIN before any sort of sensitive information is revealed. So now I'm at a sort of an account management area. I can
So you
go.
can set up your profile and what credit card you want to use and where you want the shipping to be sent to, et cetera.
That's right. I can also take a look back. Let's say it's been a couple days and I haven't received that lavender oil in the mail, and I'm wondering, where is that?
What's the
And
status
oh
of
yeah,
it?
by the
Yeah.
way, I also bought those vitamins. So I can go back and take a look at my purchase history. Say, oh, there's the vitamins, right? First thing I bought right there. Take a look and say, oh, I just bought it recently, right? It's 5 to 8 days. I don't expect it yet, but there's my order number in case I want to track it
Scott,
down.
last question. You guys are QPass. You're sort of the enabling technology here.
That's right.
I mean, when and where will I actually be able to do this? I haven't seen this yet.
We've got announced relationships with AT&T Broadband, and we have unannounced relationships with a couple others. And we're
coming to a
involved
cable
in that.
operator near you.
That's right. As soon as they roll out the service,
Gotcha.
we'll be part of it.
Scott, thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart.
All right, well, T-commerce is just one example of what is more broadly called interactive TV or ITV. And to add interactivity to your television set, you need kind of some computer-smart software usually embedded in a set-top box. And perhaps the most advanced ITV technology is coming now from a company called Canal Plus US Technologies. And joining us to explain this all is their CEO, Jean-Marc Racine. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you?
First of all, tell us, you guys are basically a European company. Canal Plus started in France, and you've recently established, I guess, operations here in the States. We know there's a lot more of this ITV stuff in Europe than there is in the States right now. Why is that? What's going on in Europe that we can learn about interactive TV here?
I think that Europe embraced ITV starting in April '96 with our parent company Canal Plus. And the way ITV was used in the early days was truly to differentiate the content from one service provider to another. And everybody can buy content, but not everybody can package it in an appealing way and add interactivity on top of it.
Right.
And that really drove ITV penetration in Europe in the early days.
Okay. Now, how do you guys define ITV? I mean, what are we looking at right here? How are you adding internet-style interactivity to the television experience?
We believe that ITV is not only about putting internet content on the television set. Looking at that splash screen as an example, you've got here 12 video channels, and by moving the cursor using the remote control, I can just pick up the sound of the selected channel, as you can see.
So, this is like browsing, but browsing television stations instead of websites.
Correct. This is just going through the video offering of a specific network operator. And now, should you want to go and watch a specific channel, here a sports channel, you're just one click away from going and switching to that specific channel.
Okay.
Showing here is actually an interesting version of a soccer game where on the bottom left you can see an icon saying that that specific broadcast is interactive.
Okay.
One click away again, and I can, for example, look at some player information of that specific game. Or I can say, well, what is the score? I'm just joining that specific game. Even better, and talking about embedding and mixing interactivity together with content, which the result is enhancing the entertainment experience, I can now go to the camera selection. And I'm watching the main camera, but I can decide to go and to watch camera number 1.
We've all heard about this for a long time. You can actually do it now.
It's being done on millions of boxes today, and it's coming, I believe, to the US as well. Another application is really quite often sports broadcasting are showed multiple games at the same time on the same evening.
Right.
And you're watching
so several games are on at the same time. You can only watch one at a time.
Correct. However, you're watching your favorite team, but you want to know what's going on in the championship. And here we've got an application that we call ZapFoot, where you're watching your favorite team, and all of a sudden you're going to have an icon here on the top right corner saying, hey, there's something happening on the other game. One click away, just press click OK on the remote control. I'm looking at the other game. I can see the action on that other game. And now I'm one click away again to going back to my favorite game.
Now, when you say it tells you something is happening, so this is sort of context sensitive. It knows somebody just scored a goal or something, and it alerts you that there's been some good action in another game?
Correct. There is actually a little trick here, which is that all the videos are delayed by 30 seconds in the head end. What you watch in your living room is actually live plus 30 seconds, so that if you're not watching that channel, give us 30 seconds to send you a message to let you know that there is something
So the box
happening.
is able to know that something cool happened that you might be interested in. All right, so what else can you do with this?
I think other interesting application, back to navigation, and that's something we've done on cable network, is video on demand. From that splash screen, again, you can get access to a video on demand offering. Traditional long-weighted application, browse the genre, go to a specific genre, browse the catalog offering, pick up a movie, buy the movie, and then get started.
Right.
That's something which is probably one of the killer applications coming into.
Now, you
into
also
US.
have the ability actually to buy music off here too, don't you?
Correct. Another example is something we did with a music channel, where here you're watching a video clip, and you've got that icon saying, well, do you want to purchase that CD? One click away, you go to that application, you've got the video quota screen over there, and on the left-hand side are the list of the titles available on that specific CD. And again, bringing entertainment one dimension further than traditional TV, I can pick up any of these titles. For example, I go to title number 9, Paying the Cost to Be the Boss, press the OK button, and now I'm listening to that specific song.
So if I'm watching, say, an MTV and I like it, I can go buy the CD right then and there.
That's the next step. Once you've sampled a few songs on that specific CD, just go to the buy icon, press OK, enter your PIN code that protects your electronic wallet. You're one click away from actually buying that specific
And we don't
product.
have time to show it all, but you also have games you can play and like discount coupons that would come out and all that kind of stuff, huh?
Everything integrated on one single set-top box, which is really the trick to enable ITV on the large scale.
All right, it's Canal Plus Technologies, and we'll see that, I guess, with some cable systems also.
Coming very soon to the US.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, there's another side to this PC TV story, watching TV on your computer. We'll show you that when we come back. While a lot of internet functionality is moving to the television set, an equally big change is television-style entertainment moving to the internet and your PC. Here to show us that side of the equation is Jeff Huppertz of Clearband. How you doing, Jeff?
Very good, thank you.
Okay, let me ask you, why would I want to watch TV on my computer? My past experiences, that's been a pretty clunky experience.
And that's probably more because of the technology and the quality of the video than whether or not people want to actually watch it on their PC. Where we all live very busy lives today, and we have very limited amount of time. So we are spending more and more time on the PC to do work, to do email, to surf the internet. And at the same time, I may not want to miss my favorite programs, sports, movies, news.
Okay, the difference is, too, you're not just using the internet. You're really using a special system that sits inside my broadband internet provider, correct?
That's right. Our system is delivered by a cable operator or a DSL operator as a service.
Okay.
And there's no new hardware or software needed to be installed by the
And again, this
subscriber.
is not like going out and buying a TV card and sticking it in a slot. This is not what you're doing.
Exactly right. This is extremely easy for the subscriber to do. They simply go to the correct website that's provided by their internet or their broadband service provider, such as the cable or DSL operator, and they simply point to the channel that they're interested in watching. Let's say I want to watch my favorite program, Survivor. Once I click on that, just in a few moments, I'm able to watch live my favorite programming.
All right, so this is TV being sent through my broadband internet provider.
Exactly right. And the subscriber has full control over the window. They can shrink it down or enlarge it to whatever size they want.
Right, now, given this is all digital, can I watch 2 channels or 3 channels at the same time?
Yes, you can, absolutely. So the subscriber can simply click on another channel that they're interested in. Let's say they are interested in watching the news and what's going on financially right now. So they click on CNBC, and now I can watch CNBC live.
Right.
If I wanted to bring up even another channel, for example, and watch 3 channels simultaneously, I could click on, let's say my football game is going on right now. So I could do that now.
Wow.
Or in this case, actually, it looks like there's
Whatever it is.
racing going on
huh.
right now. And if I want to focus on a particular program, I can make that full screen and have a TV experience.
And also, I mean, this is inside the computer, so you could be working, theoretically, doing your email, doing your spreadsheet or whatever at the same time.
Exactly right. So if I'm a financial analyst, let's say, I could bring up my spreadsheet here. Have to clean up my
Keep
screen
track
a
of
little
all your
bit here.
windows there.
I know, it's a challenge.
Too much going
But so
on,
then
yeah.
I could
Sure.
work on my spreadsheet while I'm, for example, monitoring the financial news.
I want to ask about the EPG, the Electronic Program Guide aspects of this, because I assume since you're on the internet here, and that little grid you brought up, I mean, we have the ability to drill down and find out information about programs at the same time as we saw in the other examples.
Exactly right. So I can go in the future here, take a look at what's going on in the future. I can click on the details of a program and find out what's on. I can also have other future capabilities, such as recording that program to the hard disk if that's enabled by the service provider and the copyright holder.
Sure. Now, once again, let me ask you, this is all cool stuff, but I don't see it anywhere. I mean, where will this be available, and when will it be available?
It's being trialed right now by several leading cable operators, including Comcast, for example, in the Philadelphia area.
And again, the advantage is that I can work and do all this other stuff at the same time. The theory is I'm at my computer doing stuff, and I want the TV functionality brought in there.
Exactly right. It lets you do what you want on the screen where you want.
Yeah. So this is interactive TV. Instead of bringing the interactivity to the TV, you're bringing the TV to the computer environment.
Exactly, and it really shouldn't matter for the individual homeowner.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jeff.
You're very welcome.
All right, that's it for our look at the PC TV battle. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week. Don't go away. Now for my pick of the week. We're all mobile these days, carrying around a PDA, even a collapsible keyboard, but every now and then you really need something on paper. You've no doubt seen small portable printers before, designed to work with laptop computers, but up until now, no one has come out with a printer designed specifically for a PDA. Well, how's this for a portable printer? You can put it in your pocket. It weighs only 14 ounces, including batteries. It communicates with your PDA via the infrared port, so no need to carry around cables. This is it. It also uses thermal print technology, so no ink cartridges, no ribbons. Obviously, it does use small paper, either these sheets, which are 4 by 5.5, or rolled paper, also about 4 inches wide. But when all you need to print out is your schedule for the day or some key contact numbers or notes for a meeting, you don't need 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. This little printer will also work with a laptop computer, and if you don't have an IR port, it does come with a serial cable. Setup is very easy. Just load the print driver into your computer. It automatically dumps over to your Palm Pilot or your handspring visor the next time you do a hot sync. It is the Pocket Printer A6 from a company called Cypix. Street price under $150. That's it for this week's edition of the Computer Chronicles. Thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions about anything you saw on this week's show, please go to our website at computerchronicles.org. Hope we'll see you here again next week. Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by PC to PC, the online computer migration service from PC First, moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one. Additional support is provided by Upside Events, presenting the Digital Lifestyle Revolution Conference, where people and technology intersect.
To purchase a videotape copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-310-7850. Please specify the show number and the topic.